Hello, it's Monday morning and I decided I was going to do a video. It's been quite a mad weekend really, a great weekend. Lots of great things have happened, lots of lessons have been presenting themselves to me also. And also community spirit has been huge this weekend. Reaching out to people and people reaching out. We're all here connected. We're all here as a community, huge family. Some people need to be reminded of our connectedness and how we are all here collectively. And this weekend, a friend of mine was in great need of help and direction. And instead of trying to do that solely, which was my first instinct, what can I do? How can I help? I involved the whole community, my whole neighbourhood, and it was amazing. Everybody gave items of food to help and to ease the difficulties that my friend and our friend, because some of the neighbourhood know this lady as well, and she would hate for me to mention her because of her pride, but collectively we all went out and the kids loved it. I went out solely on my own first of all with a box collecting, and before I knew it I had about 8 kids following me around wanting to knock on doors and just got so involved. And even some of the adults started sort of following along and just that feeling of doing something for somebody else that everybody felt was just immense. It was amazing. And since then it's also brought the community together. I mean, how often do you live in a neighbourhood where you don't know your neighbours? Or you know of them, you might say hello, but you don't really get engrossed in a conversation with them. And we spent 3 hours knocking on doors. And I spoke to people that I've lived here in this house for 6 months now, which isn't a great, length of time. And I know a few of the people in the neighbourhood, mainly because of the friends that Luke plays with in the neighbourhood. But it was so nice to be able to knock on doors and introduce myself as part of the neighbourhood, as part of this community that we live in, and do something good as a community. And it makes my heart so grateful to live in an area that people, and believe it or not, the people that really probably couldn't give as much, probably gave more, because their comprehension of what it's like in a very similar scenario, where maybe even they never had anybody to reach out to, or for their pride, they were unable to. And my friend didn't ask me to. She didn't ask for my help in the sense that she didn't ask me for anything. She just wanted me. She basically made me aware of her situation. And by doing that, I made it my mission on Saturday to do what I could to help. Now, limiting beliefs obviously put us in these places of difficulty and of struggle. And sometimes when we're in that place, we just keep creating these situations. And it's our job to step out of that. It's our job to step into the truth of who we are and raise that vibration. Stop attracting difficulties manifesting different things in our lives that for some reason we feel the victim of. We believe it or not, are creating these experiences. And until we change the mindset of who we are at such a deep core level, which takes a lot of work, to face those core issues of self-worth, of self-love, of the realization that we are connected to God. We are not separate. We are connected. But we have this dark shadow around us that most of us would call our ego. And that prevents us from seeing through, from feeling what we have internally, and seeing and feeling the light of God. And the ego will just keep clouding over it. Release the ego, and then you'll find the light. Now, this can take months, years, lifetimes of work. But let it go. The first step in all of this is to accept. Accept everything in our lives and then surrender it. Now, I know that I personally am on my own journeys and learning my own lessons throughout this. And I know there's a lot of you out there that are doing exactly the same thing. But I also know there's a lot of you out there that don't want or don't have the strength to look outside of the situation that you're in. Now, every physical ailment comes from the mind. And the mind and the emotions then create certain ailments within our bodies. And like I say, it's our best barometer to our situations. And if we can tap into those sensations and those feelings, or it can tell us an awful lot about what's going on internally. And obviously, externally is the reflection of what's going on internally. So to better your life and to make changes, it takes a lot of inner work, and it's not easy. But unless we break free of this cycle to release whatever lessons, karma, beliefs, patternings that we continue to carry on from life to life, or keep re-experiencing certain lessons in this life, building up more and more karma, until we start doing that inner work, then we will never be free of those cycles. So I'm going to put something on my website today. And normally, I've changed my website a little bit in my shop area, and I've taken a lot of things out because I know that potentially I wanted to be working more with energy healing and bringing that through, because that in itself is a major thing. It can have huge changes in people's lives. But it's also a commitment to yourself and your own responsibility as to how you then receive the healing, work with the light that you're being shown, and to continue shedding those layers of all these things that we've allowed to put us in this place of trauma and limiting beliefs, and to break free of them. Once we can visit them, accept them, we can release them. We no longer have to keep reliving lessons. Anyway, so today I'm going to put something on my website, and a bit later on, where normally I charge £60 for an energy healing session, which I believe is well worth the time and investment that I put in. And obviously this is a business, so this is my income to be able to do and be the person that I want to be able to be and help other people. Now you might think £60 a lot of money, and I know I've been in situations where £60 is unheard of. I just can't find that sort of money. But I also know, but when I have paid that amount of money for any assistance and energy healing works or any, that I've appreciated it. I've taken a responsibility with it when I've paid that amount. And things have made, the intention and the payment of that money is an energy. It's like you're taking that step to take charge, to take your power back and to make changes. That's what it's telling the universe. So, but I'm also aware of how difficult sometimes it is for people to try and find that money. So what I'm going to put on there is an energy healing session for donation only. And I will do exactly the same session, but it will be based on donations, so whatever you can afford. Because nobody should go without food or shelter or the basic necessities in life. But sometimes there is a case of having to sell things because you need the cash, or you need to look at what you're spending your monies on, whether that's alcohol, cigarettes, going out. You need to make sure that you are working within your means. So if it means that you can't go out on a Friday night or buy a bottle of wine for the next couple of weeks so that you can do something good for yourself, then, that's a responsibility that you're honouring yourself with. But I know a lot of people can afford £60, and that wouldn't really dent their bank account an awful lot. So they might be able to give more. And I know that a lot of people in the same situation as me as an energy healer will charge in the region of £150, £180 for exactly the same session that I'm offering at £60. What my point is, as a donation, I will still give you the session exactly the same as if it was paid for £60. Or even if you chose that you could sort of pay more than £60. Everyone's circumstances are different. So I'm going to put on my website energy healing, intuitive energy healing, donation only. And that means that I can reach out, or you can reach out and pay what you can afford. So this is my gift to you on a Monday morning, start of the week. And I look forward to having some connections with anybody that really feels drawn to having some work done. Or, like I say, even just sometimes the session can just allow you to speak to somebody. Just start working through it. Let's visit these traumas and wounds and let's release them. This could just be a step in the right direction. But either way, sorry, my nose is running. But either way, I'm giving you the opportunity at a price that you can afford, whatever you feel that you can spare. So, blessings, love and light, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day and have a great week, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.